Hey guys, it's me. I'm back. Another best of. It's that time of year again, so you know what that means. It's time for me to talk about something I have not as much knowledge about, but I do it anyway. Music. This time with albums of 2015. And if I don't sound as excited as I normally am and chipper, because today's been a pretty crummy day. Been under the weather, and as of this recording, it's the same day one of my favorite actors, Alan Rickman, passed away. Rest in peace. Anyway, show must go on, and I actually think that doing this might bring up my mood, so let's push through. Alright, before we go, a little disclaimer though. I don't know music as much as I know TV and movies. Like, I can't really talk about the intricacies and the different elements. With music, I just like what I like. And if you've seen last year's top 10 music stuff, you know that I have a very eclectic taste in music. So, know that you'll see a wide range of like genres and stuff. And also that I won't be talking as long in these two videos. Anyway, let's move on to today's video, top 10 albums. And like I've been doing this year, throw out a quick honorable mention. This one is for Chapter 1 by Ella Henderson. Ella is really great singer that comes from the UK version of, I think it was X Factor, but her debut album is actually pretty good. It's filled with some good pop mixed with classic soul with some catchy choruses, like a song that probably would have been on my songs list if the single didn't come out last year, and that was for Ghost, which is a really good song that you should check out. Anyway, I've been talking too long about something that is only an honorable mention, but still a good album. I think you should check it out. It just wasn't good enough to reach top 10. Alright, let's get into the actual top 10 with Pentatonics by Pentatonics. Yes, that's right. The internet famous a cappella group that started on a reality show as well released an album of original songs this year where they bring the same intensity and same chemistry and same talent that they do to their covers that they do to their original songs. Feels like the same thing, like it these songs easily go with their covers, and they stay true to themselves. Yes, that's right. This is an a cappella album as far as I know, and it's really good, in line with their covers. Check it out. All right, move on to number 9, The Original High by Adam Lambert. Proving that just because it's electronic doesn't mean that you don't have to phone it in. This whole album is filled with good electronic songs that have influences of modern pop, but also of some 90s pop electronic from like people like the Eurythmics. And of course, you've got, on top of all that, Adam Lambert's awesome voice, where he has that huge range and can belt out some high notes like no other man, well, at least no other man in a while. Alright, let's move on. I told you this was going to be quicker. To number 8, Wildfire by Rachel Patton. This one I really didn't know too much about, but in making this list and the songs list, I remembered that I really liked her song, Fight Song. So I looked into her, found out that her whole album is filled with good songs that are just in the same vein as Fight Song, where they are all good songs that are well written. She has a good voice to back it up, and it's a good, just straight up pop element, but also kind of has like elements of singer songwriters from the past, like Natasha Bedingfield at the same time. Like I said last year, I like really good pop when it's done right, and it just so happened that good pop done right was popular last year. Not as much this year. because Rachel Patton only got one song, as Taylor Swift is still releasing singles a year after her album has been released. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Taylor. Talked too much about her last year. Anyway, Rachel Patton. She needs more airtime. She's good. I suggest you all go check her out. Alright, moving on to number 7, Emotion by Carly Rae Jepsen. Now, I like Carly. I saw a few clips of her back when she was doing Canada Idol. I swear I'm not doing this on purpose, people coming from reality shows. And she was good, and I liked her voice, and I liked what she did. But then when I heard her songs like Call Me Maybe, they were just too generic, poppy, too fluffy, if that makes any sense. But not with emotion. Emotion, he actually puts some, well, emotion into it and does some really good songs that range from good somber notes to dance beats. But here's the difference. Unlike her previous stuff, this is kind of in the same vein where Ella Henderson had some influences from Old Soul. Miss Carly Rae actually brings in like full on 80s. Like these sound like they could have been 80s hits. That's how 80s this is. But it's 80s in a good way. And I wish more people would do 80s inspired stuff. There are a few out there, and I really like them. And this includes Carly Rae Jepsen's latest album. Alright, moving on to Beneath the Skin by Of Monsters and Men. If you know me, you know that I love this band. And this latest album doesn't disappoint. They bring their same level of good, folksy, pop rock instrumentals. They're very imaginative lyrics that fill you with so much imagery, and two really good lead singers. Just good input from a good band. Move on to number 5, Stories by Avicii. I like Avicii. He's a DJ, but he's not afraid to go outside of EDM. Also, this time around, he actually brings in some really good vocalists. I mean, no offense to Mr. Al Black or anything, but he was like the only good person, I think, from the last album. I could be totally wrong, and I'm sorry if I am. Anyway, back to this album. He brings in some people you wouldn't expect, like Wyclef Jean, Matisyahu, which are both great. If you don't know them, look them up. And oddly enough, Zach Brown of the Zach Brown Band. And his song Broken Arrows is actually one of my favorite from the album. But this is just like really good EDM, but with twists of other genres. And it's just really good overall. Great choruses, but then his DJ work doesn't go unnoticed. That's good too. Alright, let's move on. Totally different from that. With number 4, Into the Wildfire by Halestorm. Hell yeah. Each year I put at least one rock album on my list because I like good rock, but lately in the last few years I've preferred when it's metal but sung by a woman. And Halestorm is one of the best in my opinion, and their new album is awesome. They're great rock anthems, but they also, with a couple songs, go into other rock subgenres, like one that's kind of classic rock with even elements of southern rock. Then they've got a nice ballad, and they even do like a tribute to hardcore rock songs. And by the way, that ballad is really good. But hell, so are all the songs. It's just a really good rock album that I think you should all check out. Anyway, moving on to number 3, 25 by Adele. It's freaking Adele. I had to include it. I love Adele. She's got a great voice. She knows how to use it. And she has good songs that give imagery of a bygone era. And this CD, she still puts out all of it. They're all really good. Only reason why it's not number 1 is because they're really good ballads. I mean, they're still really good, but they're ballads. And I would have preferred to maybe see her do something with more of an up tempo, like Rolling in the Deep, or Set Fire to the Rain, or hell, see her do something that you totally wouldn't expect. I don't mean like go completely out of genre, but maybe bring in a little bit of an element of another genre, like maybe take hints from the classic country, like maybe Johnny Cash country. But anyway, I'm just nitpicking here. It's still really good. It deserves number three, and that's all I'll say. Let's move on to number two. A big shock for me, and another person from a reality show. I did not realize I had so many when I made the list. Sorry, but this is still really good. It is Friday by Melanie Martinez. This album, wow, it's something else. I really mean that because it's the instrumentals are pop, but they're pop infused with elements that you'd see from like lullabies and that really bubblegum poppy child instrumentals. But she pairs that with really deep adult themes, and oddly enough, they go together well. It kind of reminds me of Lily Allen, but done to the more extreme. But it's a really good album overall. You all should really check it out. Trust me. Anyways, let's move on to number one, Blurry Face 21 Pilot. This was another shock for me. I had no clue who these guys were. I kept hearing on the radio and stuff their hit song from the album, Stressed Out. And then in making this list, like with Rachel Patton's album, I discovered that the album is just as good as the song. But in this case, I found out these guys, they very much blend a genre, like tons of them. Pop, electronic, folk, but there's also elements of like reggae, other things in there. There are even a few songs where one of the guys raps, and he's actually good at it. And it's just a very good, eclectic album that I surprisingly really like and think you should all check out. Anyway, thanks for joining me on this kind of unusual journey. We're not done yet because I have to go more specific and more in depth and pick out songs that I like, the best songs of the year, in my opinion. And just as a quick heads up, none will be from albums on this list. I'll get more into depth later, but that's a personal rule of mine. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. We will be talking about the songs. Till then, see ya.